Over the past 20 years, single-parent families have become more common than so-called nuclear family, consisting of a mother, father, and children. Today we see all sorts of single-parent families headed by mothers, headed by fathers, and even headed by a grandparent raising their grandchildren. Life in a single-parent household, though common, can be quite stressful for the adult and its children. Members may unrealistically expect that the family can function like a two-parent family and may feel that something is wrong when it cannot. The single parent may feel overwhelmed by the responsibility of juggling caring the children, maintaining the job and keeping up with the bills and household chores. And typically, the family's finances and resources are drastically reduced following the parents' breakup. Single-parent families deal with many other pressures and potential problem areas that the nuclear family does not have to face. In Manila, Philippines, the Federation of Solo Parents estimates that there are around 20 million solo parents in the country. Single mothers are in fact not just those who are not married but have children. They take on different phases, but the struggles, for sure, are the same kind. Single parents often worry that their children will somehow be damaged from living in a single-parent family. While a single-parent family may not be the ideal situation for raising children, many two-parent families are also less than desirable. Kids can actually benefit from living in a single-parent family. So here are the few of the advantages and disadvantages of living in a sole-parent family. Disadvantages of single-parent families. Number one is time. Many aspects of parenting are far better if two of you were doing them, and things which are time-based, like trips to and from school, after-school sport and recreation things like dance classes or karate, are much harder to do as a sole parent than in conjunction with another. Number two is discipline. Many children are experts at wearing a gown, so discipline is often more difficult because the complaints and protests of your children are unrelenting. Number three is working. If you were working yourself, it is often more difficult to do without some sort of support, especially as you try to work your job situation into your children's schooling or daycare. Number four is relationships. Starting a new relationship or dating can be difficult for single moms and dads, with the need of children to be minded and the concern about how the children will bond with a prospective partner. Advantages of single-parent families. Number one, discipline. Discipline should be easier with two adults, but the reality is that it is often easier with only one, especially if the other one fails to agree with the type of discipline involved. Number two, competition. Many times, mom and dad are in a competition for a child's affection, but if the other partner is out of the picture or less interested in bringing up the children, a single parent can face no significant competition in their child's affections. Number three, individual time. Each of your children need is time alone with you because nothing says I love you like you're spending time with them. When you are by yourself, it is a challenge to find time alone with each of your children sufficient to meet the needs, but it's worth it. Number four, peaceful atmosphere. Many single parents are in that situation because they have left a family which has looked more like a war zone. While any sort of parenting may be stressful and may cause friction within the family, friction between mom and dad can often be the most destructive. So one advantage of parenting alone is having a peaceful atmosphere at home. Number five, money. Spending money on the children is often a source of conflict between parents. But when you are alone, you do not have to ask your partner's permission to spend money on your child. The advantages and disadvantages of single parent families that I've spoken about can become a real plus in raising your children if you concentrate on positive and minimize the negatives. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.